Sirius XM Channel 80. You can watch us on ESPN2. You can download the podcast. You can listen to us on the app.
Look, now I noticed, Max, on Friday when I asked a lot of Miami Heat fans to call into the show, barely anybody called into the show. Now our phones are just...
Now they won.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
That's how it works,
man. And you and Key both said, no, ain't no Key.
Oh, now it's not you.
I said at least 4 games.
Now you added at least.
Actually, I think he said they could maybe win in 3. That's why it wasn't going to be 4.
At least, man.
I have not budged off my Heat in 7 predictions since the very
trouble though, Jay?
Max,
like if they go back.
Max over here looking like Mr. Burns, man. I have not backed off my prediction.
Excellent.
Or the Nuggets in trouble, Jay? Can they? If they go down to Miami and they lose 2 and they go back home at 3-1.
Well, yeah, they're in trouble if they go down to Miami and lose 2. Damn, Key. Then it'll be 3-1.
I understand that, but I'm saying, could they go down to Miami and lose 2 is what I'm asking you.
I mean, look, Miami keeps shooting like this. They keep having those misses.
On the other hand, Miami's lost at home in these playoffs. You know,
I'll say this though, Denver fans, if you're out there, you much rather have Christian Braun on the court than have Michael Porter Jr. That's the problem.
Woo.
Like Michael Porter Jr. was, minus 15.
I thought he was their secret weapon these playoffs. Like, oh, wait till this guy gets hot. Guess not.
It's out of he led all in all minus. So you're having Christian Braun who gives you better defensive effort, doesn't have the same shooting ability, but all credit and love to Espo and to the Miami Heat. They deserve it. I mean, their game plan was perfect, but like a lot of teams can have great game plans, Max. You have to execute the game plan. So I'm giving Bam a ton of credit for meeting Jokic early, making it difficult. I'm giving Jimmy Butler a lot of credit. Kyle Lowry making shots. Gabe Vincent out there who's about to make a lot of money this offseason as a free agent. Max Strus, who was 0 of 10 for a donut in game 1, who came out and lit their tail up in the first quarter and set a different tone. And now the question is for Miami Heat fans, how do you insert Tyler Hero into this lineup considering the way they play? What'd you say, Keith?
Do you even insert him? Do you let him chill or do you try to find a role for him?
I think you bring him back in doses, but damn, it's a different team the way it looks this game 2.
I will remind everybody, the Heat have lost game 1 of every series so far, right?
No, the Heat have won game 1 of every series.
Yeah, they won game 1.
The Heat have won game 1 on the road in every series.
New York.
They won on the road.
Hold on.
Look, Max, hear me.
Oh, you're right.
They won game 1 every series.
You're right. Because they beat the Knicks 108-101.
Beat Milwaukee, beat New York, then beat Boston.
I totally flipped it in my mind.
I got you.
Yeah. The point is, remember early on in the series, in every single series, what you felt when they won a game, right? Which is, oh, that's nice, that's cute, that's good. Oh, look at that, they won a game. But they're not going to, not except for the Knicks because they have a better team, they're not actually going to beat the Bucks. They got to win, that's cute. Same thing with the Celtics. Oh, look at them. They're scrappy. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen in this series. It may be the Nuggets are too good for the Heat, and the Heat can barely win by the skin of their teeth when everything goes right, and the Nuggets can beat them comfortably, right? The very next game on the road. It could happen, but we don't know. But you can say
the same thing about the Nuggets. They barely, and Lakers they on vacation somewhere, but they barely were beating the Lakers.
Yeah, every game.
They barely were getting out of there. It wasn't like they were just rolling up the Lakers.
But, guys, this is I'm not saying they were rolling up the Lakers. But they also, their average margin of victory against Phoenix, even though it went 6 games, was 17+.
Yeah. They look like the more talented team than the Heat. Right.
It goes back to why I said before, I think we're seeing one of the most miraculous runs. And once again, all praise and credit to Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, Mickey Arison, Jimmy Butler, and the Heat. Well, what we're witnessing is incredible.
Incredible.
It's incredible, the run they're on.
It's nearly unprecedented in sports history. An 8 seed, by the way, that shot a certain way in the regular season, turning in all-time great performances shooting in the playoffs. But when people say, well, it's not sustainable, well, then how come they keep doing it every single series? Here's Eric Spoelstra, the Heat head coach, our very own Ramona Shelburne, asks the question about turning Jokic into a scorer. Listen to Spo's answer and the question.
This is probably oversimplifying things, but sometimes when teams play against Jokic, you turn him into a scorer, you turn him into a passer, and he controls the game. He only had 4 assists tonight.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's just, that's the untrained eye that says something like that. This guy's an incredible player. Yep. Twice in 2 seasons, he's been the best player on this planet. You can't just say, oh, make him a scorer. That's not how they play. They have so many different actions that just get you compromised. We have to focus on what we do. We try to do things the hard way, and he requires you to do many things the hard way. He has our full respect. Okay.
He's not going to fall into any traps. But come on, Coach. You were going right at Jamal Murray, right? Like they were trying to limit Jamal Murray in order to force Jokic to pick up the slack, which he did.
Well, I mean, they're not only limiting Jamal Murray, they stayed at home on everybody. Mm-hmm. So, when you have Jokic and Jokic sees a guy like Gabe Vincent, what is he going to do? You're trained, you attack. When you see single coverage, you're almost like, what the hell? I'm in single coverage. I'm going to drop 50 today. So when guys...
You predicted this. You said the way Spoelstra did in the last series, he does certain things to bait the other team into taking a high percentage chance, right? But in fact, he wants you to take that chance and to keep taking that chance to turn you one-dimensional. You predicted that that's what he would do here, and he did.
And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, Key, they go to a zone. It's more of a matchup zone, switching between that and man-to-man. And you see Denver having a hard time reading the defense. I mean, it's genius coaching strategy. Genius.
That's what great coaches do, right? They adjust just at the moment in time when you think that they don't, and now you call off guard. You do it at the right time. They probably wasn't even thinking in the fourth quarter that this was going to take place. And then once they figured it out, it was too late.
John in Miami, you're on KJM, ESPN Radio.
Doing this morning.
Good morning, John.
Max, I want you to do me a favor. Go over to that closet and pull out that broom and let Jwill eat every single straw right now in front of us.
Paulie, give me the broom. I got to sweep the room. I got to sweep the room for John in Miami. I will do that for you, John. I will sweep the room today for you, John. Only for you.
Not the leg, but the room.
Yeah, not the leg.
Sweep the room.
I only got one good leg. Don't sweep the other.
Miami, I will remind you that I alone in the national media took you to win this series in 7 games. CB in Virginia. Yeah. CB in Virginia, you're on KJM.
I see what you're doing, Max. I see what you're doing.
Yo. Hey, I want to know at what point are we going to stop saying undrafted means untalented? We keep saying that Miami has undrafted players, but we're saying that as if these players are untalented.
CB, stop. So you're becoming too emotional right now. You're becoming too emotional right now. When have you seen undrafted players in the NBA Finals having the impact on the game that guys like Gabe Vincent had? Or Caleb Martin had in the Game 7. It's not a slight.
Sure, you're right. But at what point have you had Pat Riley orchestrating a team?
That's fine, CB. Understood. But CB,
it's like this weird thing that happened.
No, but it is a weird thing that's happened, CB. But by the way, it's not a slight.
Basketball, baby.
But CB, it's not a slight. It's praise. Why are you guys taking that as a slight? That's praise.
Yeah, and you're doing something. What you're arguing, CB, is that
you're sliding us.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm saying
the Denver Nuggets are so much more talented.
They are.
You're sliding us by saying that they. You just said that they are.
They are.
Key, what do you? He just said something that pushed a button with Key. What is it?
No, it's what I said to Jay.
Talent does not equate to a better team.
But
two different things.
But remember what I said, though, Jay. When he's right, though. People keep saying undrafted. I'm like,
but wait, guys,
let's see. Wait till the end of their cares. Look back and see what we think of all these players. We might not think that they were so much less.
By the way, you have played in the NFL against teams more talented than you. Does not mean they're a better team. Like talent doesn't equate to translating to executing.
No, I understand. But when you use the word undrafted, 7 undrafted players, how could they be in this position? It makes it seem as though they have no shot. These dudes are just off the scrap heap and don't know how to play basketball.
No,
that's what it sounds like.
But it can't sound that. But it can't sound that way. It can't sound that way when they beat the number 1 and number 2 seed.
But when I had the conversation with you, I was like, how could this be? And they beat the 1 and the 2 seed, and they just rolling the way that they are just because the dudes wasn't drafted. Maybe people looked at it and said, well, they're not draftable players. They do this all the time, and they miss.
When we look back, we may have a different feeling about which team had so much talent or how much talent was on each team. We might. But coming up, Michael Malone called out his team, and we will continue this conversation and take your calls. 888-SAY-ESPN after Jay has this from Granger.
Well, it's not Jay, it's me.